you look at the Commerce Department's own website, the numbers of people that have actually been helped is relatively small. 1556 moved out since the beginning of the year, 816 still in housing, 149 people that have transitioned out of homelessness. So when you break down those numbers, there is a big number there, that it's almost $1 million per person that has actually transitioned out of homelessness. So how can you possibly say $100 million is a good investment to continue this program?
Well, for one, it's changing lives. I don't know if you care about these people, but we do. These are somebody's brother, sister. They got a problem, we're helping them solve it. So it's worth saving lives. That's number one. But number two, think about what your house costs. Just think about what you paid for your house. I'll bet you it's over $500,000 if you own a home in King County. I'll bet you it's over $750,000 to buy a house. If you're going to buy a housing unit for people, this is what it costs to buy a place to live in Western Washington. And that's what we're doing. Too many people think, well, geez, how do you come you got to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars just for 30 days rent? That's not what we're doing. We're getting permanent assets that we control, and we can help many more people throughout the years to help. So that we're not helping that one person, we're helping maybe hundreds over the next 60 years because we have that asset available to them for a place to live. And the reason we're doing that in acquiring assets is there simply aren't enough places to rent in the state of Washington. And a lot of folks who rent won't take these folks. Landlords will not allow them a place to live. So I understand the concept or the concern that you're raising, but if you drill down to what I'm saying, I think it'll make sense. Your house costs that $1 million, and that's what it costs to get other people to have housing. Now, with this addition, you may not need chemical addiction treatment. You may not have a mental health problem, but a lot of these folks do, and we are providing these services so they don't just come to us for 30 days and then go right back out on the street. That costs oodles of money, but it is successful ultimately. And again, I'm very convinced, and the evidence is there, that it's cost effective, so you don't have to pay for them in jail. You don't have to pay for them in hospitals. So I think that these are expensive investments, but they're ones that are necessary if we're not going to have chronic homelessness in this state.
So let's say you are awarded this, or that the allocation for $100 million does go through the state legislature. You've heard this criticism in King County in particular that it took somebody to build a hot tub on Myers Way to actually get action. There were shootings and fires near a school, and it took months to get action. There were 14 fires at Dearborn before there was finally action months later. So if you get this new money in this legislative session, how are you actually going to implement it in a manner that's fast, that actually provides results for people immediately?
Well, I'll tell you, we won't if we don't get the money. Okay? We're not going to be able to do it if we don't have the money. We don't have indentured servants to order people to go and pick up trash on the freeway for free. We have not found a great volunteer corps to do that. We have to pay people, and we don't have the money to pay them. Now, that place in Dearborn, if we'd had twice as much money last session in the legislature than we got, we might have been able to do the Dearborn earlier because we'd have enough staff to do it. And I think sometimes people don't understand the incredible work involved. At the one I was at in Marginal Way just last week, they picked up, I think it was 164 tons of trash. It took weeks and weeks and weeks of dozens of people with some like little cats to pick it all up. So the fact is, we need the money to do this work. We are doing it as fast as we humanly can do it. But it's a matter of staffing, and it's a matter of dollars. If we get the dollars, we can do more. If we don't, we can't. And so that's what we hope that people are committed to doing, because I don't think people are acceptable seeing, either from the human standpoint or the visual standpoint, of seeing this homelessness in our state. I think people believe that's unacceptable. It's just not, we just can't countenance. It's bad for our mental being for ours, and it's bad for the people who are homeless, who are living in such terrible conditions. So we have to act. And I believe in Santa Claus, but he's not going to solve this problem. We're going to solve this problem with a supplemental budget, and I'm glad we're going to do it. We can do a second round if you would like. It's up to you. Anybody gets a free shot here. Free shot at the governor.